When NotebookLM's audio overviews went viral, millions of people were suddenly listening to two AI podcast hosts bantering about their own private notes. That one feature proved that AI study tools could be highly personalized and engaging. But underneath that viral feature is a targeted solution to a massive problem. Students and professionals are drowning in hundreds of pages of high-stakes, dense information. Things like legal contracts, medical textbooks, or complex research papers. If you copy and paste a 300-page biology textbook into a standard AI chatbot, you take a serious risk. General language models are notorious for fabricating facts and generating plausible-sounding hallucinations when trying to summarize large texts. NotebookLM solves this using an architecture called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. The system locks on to your specific uploaded files and isolates them from the rest of its training data. In this closed-loop system, the AI is restricted. It only has access to the exact documents you feed it, preventing it from pulling in outside assumptions. You trade the ability to ask the AI for random internet trivia. In exchange, you get a reasoning engine that cites its sources for every claim and refuses to invent information. Right now, you are probably trying to figure out if you should migrate your entire workflow over to NotebookLM or stick to established tools like Notion or Obsidian. If you try to treat NotebookLM like Evernote or a traditional daily notes app, your workflow will break. This matrix compares NotebookLM against traditional chatbots, looking specifically at data sources and hallucination risk. We are going to evaluate these tools using a scenario match framework, dividing you into distinct profiles based entirely on your workflow inputs. We will map NotebookLM's specific friction points against the required outcomes for 3 distinct users: the exam student, the deep researcher, and the live note taker. Finding the right AI tool is strictly a task of matching your primary daily input to the software's structural limitations. NotebookLM enforces a rigid organizational structure. You must organize your sources into isolated workspaces called notebooks, and each notebook is strictly capped at 50 sources. Inside those 50 slots, you can upload PDFs, Google Docs, slides, web URLs, and even YouTube videos by extracting their transcripts. The immediate benefit of this isolation is hyper-accurate answers. Every response includes a clickable inline citation chip that takes you to the exact highlighted passage in your original text, so you can verify the claim. The severe cost of this architecture is that it kills second brain discovery. Because the notebooks are completely walled off from each other, you cannot query a connection between a document sitting in Notebook A and a document sitting in Notebook B. The system simply cannot see across the walls. NotebookLM is built exclusively for highly focused, single-project analysis. It is the wrong environment for broad, interconnected idea generation across a lifetime of notes. To get value out of the studio panel, you need high-quality, dense input material, like heavy textbooks, academic papers, or comprehensive lecture slides. Once that material is loaded, the studio panel generates interactive flashcards and multiple-choice quizzes with a single click, allowing you to instantly test your recall. It also features audio overviews, converting your dry readings into a personalized 2-host podcast episode that you can listen to while commuting or doing chores. This flowchart illustrates the critical vulnerability of the system, the garbage in, garbage out rule. Clean, high-quality material yields precise flashcards, while distorted or fragmented input generates a quiz full of factual errors. Take a Japanese YouTube video with an auto-generated English transcript. If the translation software misinterprets a critical technical term, the AI will build your entire flashcard deck around that error and point to the broken transcript to prove it's right. Even with advanced automation, you still have to exercise human judgment and perform sanity checks on your raw source material before you trust the study aids. The 2026 upgrades transition the tool from a passive reading assistant into an active worker through new agentic capabilities. The deep research function allows the AI to act autonomously, scouring the web on its own to compile a citation-backed report from scratch without you needing to supply the initial PDFs. Each notebook now includes a secure crowd computer that allows the AI to write and execute Python code in the background, performing complex math on the datasets you upload. The output of this code execution is highly structured data tables that can be instantly exported directly to Excel or Google Sheets. Controlling these agents requires a skill called prompt judgment. Users often use a secondary AI just to write the complex, multi-layered prompts required to make NotebookLM execute these tasks correctly. There is a financial trade-off to this power. The highest daily limits, deep research access, and features like cinematic videos are locked behind the Plus or Pro monthly subscriptions. Achieving one-click learning at a high level requires a real investment of time to build your prompting skills and a willingness to pay premium subscription fees. There is a glaring functional omission in the entire platform. NotebookLM has absolutely no live audio recording capability. The platform is built web-first, and the mobile app lacks the robust capture features required to grab information efficiently in the real world. If you are sitting in a live university lecture or a fast-paced corporate meeting, this limitation halts your workflow. You cannot use NotebookLM to record the speaker. This forces you to operate and often pay for a secondary capture tool, like Notelin or Otter.ai, to record and transcribe the audio before you can even begin your analysis. NotebookLM is exclusively a finishing tool for doing deep thinking on existing data. It is not a capture tool for acquiring new data. This decision tree maps out the logic to lock in your software choice, starting with one central question: what is your primary input? If your inputs are static documents and your required outputs are strict citations and quizzes, your path ends squarely at NotebookLM. NotebookLM stands apart for these users because its features, from audio overviews to methodological cross-referencing, are built specifically to analyze high-stakes documentation. However, if you are a live note-taker requiring live audio capture, your path leads to Notelin or Otter. If you are a second brain builder needing a cross-vault knowledge base, your path leads to Obsidian. Anyone needing to record live lectures in real time or connect daily thoughts across years of writing must avoid NotebookLM and use these alternatives. The nature of your raw data determines which software ecosystem you belong in. Trying to bend NotebookLM into a traditional all-in-one workspace will only lead to friction and frustration. But when you use it correctly, feeding dense documents into its strict, isolated silos, it delivers a degree of source-grounded accuracy that generalized chatbots struggle to match. These tools allow you to offload the mechanical work of synthesis so you can spend more time on the actual judgment of the information. They do the heavy lifting of organization, while you focus on what the facts actually mean. Check the video description below for a curated list of prompt structures designed to maximize the output of whichever tool you matched with today.